Hi everyone, it's Jamie here from FX Learning. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you and give you tips and tricks on how you can become a successful trader while still working a day job. Now, first of all, I'm going to explain why you're not a successful trader while still working a day job or a 9 to 5 or any other commitments you have. So first of all, we'll explain the reasons why you're not successful, and then we'll go over some tips and ways to improve your consistency so you can become a successful trader over the long term. So the first question is, why are you not a successful trader while still working a day job? Now, the simple reason for that is because a lot of people online will not tell you the real truth, or maybe they don't know the truth themselves on why they're not consistent. Now, I'm going to quickly explain something to you. I'm sure you've seen before ads and YouTube videos of something similar like this. And it pretty much goes, IQ options signals, 100% working, no losses, it's working all the time, inbox me if needed. Now, we can all understand now that is a scam. Everybody, whether you're professional or beginner, are going to have losses in trading. Period. Okay, everybody does it. There is nobody that has 100% win ratio. If they did, they simply would not be on Facebook, would they? I mean, even the banks would want them, because let's face it, everybody's going to have losses in trading. Now, if I told you the binary destroyer can give you a 90% success ratio and you can still have losses, you wouldn't believe me, would you? If I told you the binary destroyer gives you a 90% success ratio, but you could still lose all of your money quicker than you clicked your fingers. And now you're probably sitting there thinking confused. Well, if it's got a 90% win ratio, how can you lose all your money? Now, let me explain to you. The binary destroyer is used by some of our institutional traders down in London. Now, to them, they don't listen to the crap. All they care about is numbers. They want to make sure the binary destroyer delivers them the numbers they want. Now, they understand they're going to have losses. They understand they're going to have winning streaks, losing streaks. But what they care about is, will the binary destroyer deliver them numbers? Now, it is proven that the binary destroyer will deliver them consistent profits over a full trading day. Now, this is the catch, and this is where a lot of people won't explain something to you, or they just don't understand. If you have a strategy that will give you a 90% success ratio, whatever it is, 80, 90, 100, well, you can't get 100, but let's say 95%. Okay, if you've got a 90% success ratio, that means you're still going to have losses. You're still going to have 10% of losses. Okay, you follow me here? Now, if we did 100 trades and we had a 90% success ratio, that means that we're going to get 10 trades that are going to be losses. Okay? Now, if you're trading every single day for, let's say, a 12-hour period, and you take every single trade, yes, you will achieve a 90% success ratio, because you're taking every single signal, every single trade. Now, if you're only trading in the evenings or in the morning before your work or after your work, and you're only really trading for around 1 or 2 hours a day, you could theoretically hit those losses. So those 22 hours that you're not trading, they could be all winners. You could have 90 trades and they could all be winners. But when you go to do your trading, you hit those 10 losses. Now, you could do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you can go, the strategy doesn't work, I'm doing nothing but losses. But actually, it comes down to probability. What you're actually doing is just hitting the losses because you're not trading over a long period of time. You know, if you're trading for those 24 hours in the day, you would hit 90% success ratio every single day. But if you're only trading 2 hours, you could hit those losses. Now, I'm sure as a trader, you could have days where you do 10-0 on Monday, you do 10-0 on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday you do 10 losses in a row. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how can I get 10 losses? I'm doing exactly the same thing as I was Monday and Tuesday and winning, but now I'm doing the exact same thing on a Wednesday and I'm getting all losses. Well, that comes down to probability. Now, you can't get away from it. That's trading for you, okay? You are going to hit losses. There's no holy grail out there, okay? There is no system out there where it doesn't matter what time of day you trade, whether it's 6 in the morning, 12 o'clock for an hour, it doesn't matter. You're never going to hit 80-90% success ratio every time you trade, every hour. Okay, it doesn't work. If you're trading 24 hours a day, which is near impossible because nobody's going to sit in a computer for 24 hours, then yes, you are going to be consistent. But if you're only trading 1 or 2 hours a day, you're kind of playing the guessing game. Am I going to hit all the wins or am I going to hit all the losses? And this is what it comes down to, consistency. This is why you're not going to be a consistent trader, because you're playing the probability game. Yes, you might hit all the wins on Monday, but you could hit all the losses on Tuesday. And this is why you'll never be a consistent trader while working a day job. Now, there are a number of different ways we can build our consistency up, okay? And this is where we go back over to my plan at the top here. Now, our plan for 2019 is consistency. You see, a lot of our members make profits. That's not an issue. The binary destroyer will deliver them profits and they enjoy the profits. But it's down to consistency. Like I said, if you're trading 1 or 2 hours a day, okay, you might hit those losses. Now, you can't do nothing about that. But what I can show you now is how you can be consistent within those 2-hour trading period. Okay? Now, it comes down to 4 things, really. Now, I've actually put high expectations fourth, but it should be first. So high expectations. That is where you expect to achieve 80-90% every time you trade. Okay? It doesn't exist. There is no holy grail out there where you just press a button and you make money. I've said the binary destroyer is the holy grail. I've said it before in my videos, and I still believe it is. If you use what I'm teaching you here, money management, disciplines, patience, along with the binary destroyer strategy, then it will deliver you consistent profits over time. But if you fail in any of these 3 here, okay, you're not going to be consistent. It doesn't matter how much money you make, how many profits, how many trades you make and win. If you haven't got the money management in place, you're not going to make money. And it's the same again with discipline, patience. If you're not following the strategy to a T and you take trades that don't meet the rules, again, you're not going to be a consistent trader. Now, at the bottom here, we use a very, very important thing, and that is called risk-reward ratio. If you've seen my video yesterday, which I posted, I'll put a link to that in the comment section below, and it's called How to Be Consistent with the 6.0, the binary destroyer 6.0. I'm going to quickly just go over that again. Now, when most traders trade, all they care about is this, high expectations. They want the 80-90%, but it's not about that. Okay, what I'm going to show you now is how you can actually make profits from trading without actually being a good trader. Now, an easy way to do that is to use something simple like a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. This means where I am risking 1% of my account to make 1% profit. Now, 1% of account could be anything. You could have £1,000 account, £20,000 account. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm risking 1% to make 1%. Okay, that could be £100 to make £100. Now, with this risk-reward ratio, it means I only need to get it right 50% of the time. 50%. So that means I could actually have, okay, a really bad week on the markets, only win 55% of my trades, and I can still make money. Even better, if we change this to a 1 to 2, so I'm risking £100 to make £200, this is even better. This means I only need to get it right 35% of the time. That means if I'm doing 100 trades, I only need to really win 35 of them to be consistent. That means I can afford to lose 65 of my trades and I can still make consistent profits from the market. Okay? Now, this goes back to the probability game. If you're trading for 2 hours a day, you've got a strategy that is giving you 90% success ratio over a 24-hour period. You only need to hit 35% of those trades to be a consistent trader. And that's coming down to you using a correct money management. Now, most beginners will use something like this, 2 to 1, meaning I'm risking £200 to make £100. Now, that's good. That means, you could hit wins 3, 4, 5 times in a row. But the problem is here is you have to win twice as many trades as you do lose them. Now, it's even worse for binary options, okay? Binary options has something like a 1 to 0.8, meaning I'm risking £100 to make around £80, depending what binary broker payout is. It's normally around 75-80%. But with binary options, it's 1 to 0.8 risk reward ratio. Now, this means I have to win more trades than I do lose them. Not only that, I've got to make sure I hit winners while still trading a 2-hour period. Can you see how it's near impossible? This is why you'll never be consistent. When you leave your day job and you go home and you're trading for those 2-hour period, following this strategy or whatever strategy you've invested in, you're playing the guessing game. Are you going to hit those wins or are you going to hit those losses? You actually don't know. And what makes it worse is you've got to win more trades than you do lose them. So this is why for 2019, I'm teaching my members consistency. We're going to be using at least a minimum 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. Now, I'm not actually going to show you the maths behind it because obviously that's exclusive to our training and support when you join us. But using a simple 1-to-1 risk reward ratio means we only need to get it right 50% of the time. So we don't necessarily need to be a good trader to make profits here. Now, using this simple risk reward ratio massively increases our consistency. It doesn't matter if we only hit 60-70% success ratio, we're still going to make profits here. Okay, now next what we need to look for is discipline and patience. Now this comes down to the risk reward ratio of 1-to-1. Okay, 1-to-1 could be 100 pips for 100 pips. So I'm risking 100 pips to make 100 pips. Again, 100 pips could be 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. This could be 10 to 10. Doesn't matter. What matters is the stop loss has to be the same value as the take profit. Now, using this means you're only going to select the correct trades. Okay, you're not going to take every trade that you take, because you could look at, let's say a trade appears. You could go, well, I don't like this trade because the price isn't moving, so I'm not going to take it. Now, that's to do with trader's mindset. You're following your discipline and patience. You start to learn as a trader not to take every signal. You want to be like, well, I want a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio if I'm taking a trade. So I want at least 10 pips take profit if I'm risking 10 pips. You see what I mean here? You start to kind of just take the good trades. Now, it's not that, you know, you start taking, well, you actually do start to take less trades. You only take the good trades that you want to win. Remember, we are here to make money. We're not here to take trades. Okay, so we're only going to take the good trades. And again, this comes down to patience. And obviously the fourth one is high expectations. Now, the simple way of doing this also is just learning the charts, understanding candlestick patterns, support and resistance, trend lines, pullbacks, everything like that gives us that edge in the market. So when we're trading that 2-hour period, that 2-hour window, where we've got a simple money management, which means we only need to win 50% of the time. We're using, hold on, my phone was going off. We're using a bit of price action as well, and all this gives us that consistency over time. We're not playing the roulette table where are we going to hit the winners or are we going to hit the losses. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do something completely new and different. Okay, what I'm going to do is, for 2019, I'm going to focus more on my Forex side. Now, I would say about 80% of my profits at the minute is binary. I rarely trade big on Forex. Okay, but in 2019, I want to change that. I want it 50-50. I want to have consistent income with binary. I want to have consistent income with Forex. So what I'm going to teach my members is just using a simple money management plan, simple strategy with the 6.0 on how we can be consistent Forex traders. Now, what I'm going to do is up until January, I'm going to be practicing on demo. I'm going to be showing them how to build a demo account and then go live with it and show them every single trade I take, and also they can get involved too. They can take the same trades as me, because now the 6.0 is going to give us, when I get a trade, everybody else is going to get a trade. So they're going to see the same trades that I'm taking. Now, I'm going to document this on my FX book so everyone can follow along, and I'm going to show you how to correctly build a small account and build consistency up. Now, I've given myself a number of rules. One of them is I'm only going to trade for 2 hours a day, in the morning or in the evening. I'm not going to trade during the day. I'm only going to trade in the evening or in the morning. This means that the people that are working a 9-to-5 job can get involved too. That means that if I can make consistent profits in the evening, then so can them. Okay, now I'm also going to include a little other things like building a small account up, and also obviously document my trade so everyone can see. Now this means if I can do it, you can do it. You know, I'm not trading during the day. I'm going to be trading in the evenings after a 9-to-5 job. And once we start building that account up, we start building the percentages up, we can look to potentially leave our job and then trade full time doing this. Okay, and hopefully everybody can follow along as well. So what I'm going to do is I've set up a demo account with ctrader, and as you can see, I've got £1,000 demo account here, and I've already wrote down my my lot sizes and my risk reward ratios. So I'm going to be using a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So as you can see here, 1% of £1,000 is £10. So I'm going to be risking £10 per trade to make £10 profit. Okay, now I've already done my figures. I've got it written down here. I'm going to be using 6 pips or 3 pips. I'll be using different lot sizes as well, but the lot sizes and the pips is irrelevant. What's irrelevant is the risk reward ratio. What down here, I don't want to be risking too much of my account. I only want to be risking 1% and then look to make 1, 2, 3% back. There's no point me taking a trade if I'm going to risk 5% of my account. So each day I'm going to document this, and you can follow along and you can actually see how to build up a small account properly. So what I'm going to do, everyone, is I'm just going to what I'm going to do, everyone, is I'm just going to pause the video. I'm going to set up my BD 6.0, and then I'll be back and we'll be ready for a 2-hour trading session. So everyone, I'll be back. Hi everyone, so I'm back. So I've currently set my charts up and I'm going to be using the AND strategy. If you've seen my video yesterday, I'm basically going to be taking a trade every time the arrow, well, basically every time the binary destroyer gives me a signal. So every time an arrow appears outside of the zone, I'm going to be taking a trade. So I'm going to be looking for something like this. Okay, this is a, where is it? Here. This is a perfect trade, the sort of trade that I would take. Okay, so as soon as an arrow appears outside of the zone, the binary destroyer gives me an alert. I'm going to be taking a trade here. Again, I'm going to be risking 1% to make 1%. Now, this is a pretty simple strategy. It does not get any more simpler than this. It's just waiting for an arrow to appear outside of the zone. Okay, I'm not going to be using any trend analysis. I'm not going to care if it's with the trend, against the trend. I'm just going to take the trade. Now, what I'm trying to show you here is the actual strategy is irrelevant. Okay, you can have a strategy that delivers you a 55% success ratio. Okay, it's irrelevant. What's irrelevant about being consistent is money management, discipline, patience. The strategy is irrelevant. Like I said, you can hit 100%, win ratios on Monday. But if you're not implying correct money management, the next day you can lose all of those profits. So this is why I'm showing you just a simple strategy can deliver us consistent profits if we actually trade it properly. So I've set all of my charts up. And what I'm going to do, everyone, is I'm just going to pause the video and I'm going to come back when we get a signal. I'll play the signal, I'll play the video, and we get into a trade, and then I'll fast forward the video. So I'm not going to keep pausing the video. As soon as I get into a trade, I will leave the video playing so you can see the outcome, whether it hits a stop loss or take profit. And then at the end of the day, we can go over to my history and actually have a look at the trades I took, the trades I won and trades I lost. At the minute, you can see my history says 0 because I've just started this. So yeah, let's have our first trading session and I'll be back. Hey everyone, Euro USD is just popped me a signal. I'm just going to type it in, Euro USD. Hopefully it gives me a trade. I've been sitting here for around stop loss buy. Hopefully it gives me a signal here. In fact, I know it's going to give me a signal. I'm just about to execute my first trade. Wait for it to give me an alert. Euro USD buy trade. That's my lot size. Stop loss 3 pips. We are good. Come on, give me a notification. Right, I'm in. Euro USD. Just give me a signal. Right, so luckily I've been sitting here. In fact, NZD might just pop me a signal here. If this pushes down, in fact, I could get to another trade. New order. Let me just get rid of this. Hold on, what was that? NZD USD. And we were 3 pips, so 0.45 was my lot. Stop loss is 3 pips. Is that a good stop loss? Okay, I'm happy with that. Let me just wait to get into a trade here. I'm going to buy the market. Is it going to give me a signal? I don't think it's going to give me a signal. But we'll see what happens. If it gives me a signal, I'm getting into a trade here. If not, I'm not getting into a trade. No, Euro Chef was broken. It did not give me a signal. No, it didn't give me a signal. So this was not a trade. So we've got one trade open, okay, and it is Euro USD, and it's currently 3 pips out of profit. Okay, where was my stop loss? Okay, my stop loss is down here. I should be protected with this. I think though I think when I next do this, I'm going to increase my stop loss size. I don't think 3 pips is enough for this trade to breathe, because no. Okay, anyway, so what I'm going to do with this trade, everyone, is, as you can see, I've been sitting here for around an hour and a half now. So I've only got a one trade. As you can see, one trade. Okay, I'm not lying, you know, look, there's no history and stuff like this. So I'm currently, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trail this stop loss. So I'm going to bring this up here. And I'm going to make this window bigger. So I'm very new to ctrader, everyone, very new. You know, it's kind of like, I can move this, can't I? How do I zoom in? Oh, I can. Okay, 1.6 pips. Okay, let's take this to 3 pips, which was our, what was it, 3 pip stop loss, 3 pip take profit. Yep. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. I need to get my head around understanding ctrader, because I would like to adjust my stop loss so to break even. I think I can. What's this? Lots. Don't want that. Nope. Nope. I'm just gonna leave this. Let's leave this and see what happens. Our first trade. My first trade. Let's see what happens. Is there any other signals popping up? Let me just have a quick look. No. Euro Chef didn't give me a signal. Euro Chef, no, we've only got one signal, and that is, so we're in our first trade. Like I said, I'm risking only £10 in this trade, only £10, which is 1% of my balance. So, you know, for me, this, I don't need to worry. Okay, it's only 1%. You know, I'm not going berserk. I'm not risking 50% or whatever. I'm just using the correct money management and building the account up slowly. So if we go back to the original trade here, you can see the trade here. I should have also took a binary trade as well, just to see if it was going to win or not. Let's see what happens. Let's say we took a 15-minute binary trade. Let's see what happens. I'm going to get rid of this. Hi everyone, so as you can see in today's trading session we only managed one trade which I have here, and it was Euro USD. So if I bring it up there, we can see we actually made a nice 3.1 pips, and it seems to be the commission was £2.70. I didn't realise that I'd actually get the commission on a demo account, so I need to factor that in when I'm doing my one-to-one risk reward ratio. Maybe I'm going to increase my pip size to around 3 or 4 pips, and then increase my lot size as well to kind of factor in the spread. But we can see we got one trade in and we made a nice 3.1 pips. Not bad for a Monday. You can actually see the trade here. It's still going. This was the original trade and I could have easily got up to 5 pips, but I decided to kind of leave the just close in at nice 3 pips. What I will do is probably tomorrow is kind of figure my way around ctrader. It would be good to obviously have a trading stop with this so I can kind of follow the price up as it goes, but nonetheless you can see first trading session, one trade. Nice bit of profit there. So yeah, I just wanted to show you how to build up account, and I will be documenting every time I do that. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and thank you for watching.